Live.
David Wright. David Wright.
David.
The Afternoon Show.
You're listening to The Right Way with me, David Wright, here on Almería Radio, 107.5 FM. And today I've got my special guest on my show. I've got Alejandro Salvador from Salvador Tax and Legal. Alejandro, as most of you know, is also the Honorary British Consulate for Almería. Hi, Alejandro, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, David. Happy to be here with you.
Now, Alejandro, you said there's a bit of information, a bit of news about passports, renewing passports. Can you just enlighten us on that, please?
Well, if you mean when you renew for example, your non-lucrative visa, you know that when you obtain a non-lucrative visa when you are going to renew for the first year, for example, you have to be very, very careful and not be away of Spain. I mean, outside of Spain for more than the time required, because and this is very new. The Foreign Office is checking if you have stamps of your passport that you've been away of Spain, and if you've been more than the days that you should be outside of Spain, they can deny your renewal. Wow. So this is something to recall and be careful. Normally, when you have your TIA in place, normally you are not, you don't have your passport stamp, but this is not always happen, and people think that stamping your passport, even if you have your TIA, is a normal thing. Yeah. But when you have your TIA in place, there is no need to stamp your passport. So it's something to watch out.
Yeah, this is always confusing for British people, I think, at the airport. It's a lot of confusion at the moment on that one. So that's something to be aware of, yeah. Now, Alejandro, also, a lot of people have been talking about this, and I've seen it online as well, that if you're self-employed in Spain, autonomo, you can stop paying payments for 2 years. Now, this is the tax, isn't it? Can you just explain this to us?
Yeah, sure. The thing is, when you are for the first time self-employed in Spain, imagine that you have the possibility of having a business in Spain. Then you need to pay. It's not exactly a tax. It's what we call social security payment. You have to pay something that is called autónomo. That is an amount that you pay for your social security, which will give you the right to get free healthcare in Spain. Yeah. And also you pay a bit for your future pension. If you start as self-employed for the first time and you haven't been the last 2 years, you have the possibility of paying a reduced amount. The reduced amount is 90 euros, but there is a possibility through the Junta Andalucía that they can grant you not to pay the first year. And also, depending if you live in a place that is small, you don't have many inhabitants there, many citizens in that is mainly for small places and small villages. You can have the possibilities of not paying for another year this autonomo. That is, as I said, it's a social security payment, not a tax.
Right, okay. Well, that sounds good. Any help with going autonomo is good. And remember, if you need any help with any of this, you can contact Alejandro. His details are in the comment section now, or contact him through my website. We'll be back with Alejandro right after this.
107.5 FM, the right way. Tune in now and join the play.
Okay, so you're listening to The Right Way with me, David Wright, here on Almería Radio at 107.5 FM. And I've got Alejandro Salvador from Salvador Tax and Legal live on the show today. Alejandro is also the Honorary British Consulate for Almería. Been helping British people here for many years. And we had a question in the comment section. What about keeping a touring caravan on your property here? Are you allowed to use it as extra sleeping accommodation for visitors? I think that should be okay, shouldn't it, Alejandro?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why you cannot use your caravan at your club. In Spain, what you are not allowed is if you put a cabin there that is connected to the electricity thing or to the water. But if you have your caravan, there is no problem at all that you can use it there. And so, have your own guests or no problem at all.
Yeah.
So why there's going to be any problem with that.
Yeah, okay, so you can put your caravan on your site there, as long as it's not connected to the electricity and water services, and obviously you can't charge people for it because you'll be tax liable for that one as well. Alejandro, so British people make a few mistakes when they're moving to Spain. What do you see as being the most mistakes people make here? Can you give some ideas what they do and how to avoid it?
Well, I mean, we have a lot of people that when they are looking to come, they contact us. And the best advice that we can give is that you need to be very careful if you are thinking in buying your property abroad. If you are looking to sell your property before coming to Spain, you have to be very careful of when you become fiscal resident in Spain.
Yeah.
And I will try to explain that. If you live in Spain more than 6 months in a calendar year, from the 1st of January until the 31st of December, you will be considered fiscal resident. Yeah. And if you sell that property while you are fiscal resident in Spain, you have to pay taxes on that sale. This is not good because probably in the UK you will not pay any taxes because it's your main home, but in Spain we cannot consider as such. So my best advice would be to sell your property prior to becoming fiscal resident in Spain.
Yeah,
that's the best you could do.
Yeah, and what sort of timescale are we talking about? So, say I'm thinking about moving to Spain next year. When should they sell their property? Is it 6 months or a year before they move here? What do you recommend?
Well, imagine that you want to come to Spain next year, right? So in 2027. So what you should do, if you don't sell your house in 2026, you have to sell it in 2027. What you need to do is to come after the 30th of June of 2027. Because if you do that, you will not be fiscal resident in 2027, and this sale of your house won't affect you will not consider for the Spanish purposes. Wow. So if you look to come to Spain in 2027 and sell the property in the same year because you could not sell before, come in July, August, September, October, after the 30th of June. That would be the best advice. So coming after or the second semester of the year, which will not make yourself a fiscal resident that year.
Yeah. I have heard of a few people getting that wrong, and they can be paying a lot of money in taxes, can't they?
Yeah. Imagine if you make it wrong and you ask us how to do it, and we need to tell you that you need to pay capital gains. Capital gains could be up to 25% or more if the profit is very high on the profit you are making. So this small thing is very important that you prepare and do correctly.
Yeah, okay, that's brilliant advice. Any changes to the residency rules, Alejandro? I know everybody the British people want to see some changes here, but any advice on the residency rules? Anything changing that might be of benefit to Brits?
Well, I don't think there is any changes recently. It's been a long talk about that they are going to extend the minimum stay of 90 days. But I don't see this happening in the near future. Yeah. Let's see how it goes. In any case, people can come to Spain and stay 90 days every 180 or so. So it's 3 months every 6 months.
Yeah.
So you can buy a house, you can stay here for 90 days or coming back and forwards. But if you stay more than 6 months, 183 days in a calendar year, well, first you can't because you are not allowed because your visa will not be credited to that, but it will make you fiscal resident. So if your intention is to stay more than 3 months in a row, you should apply for any type of visa that we hold right now. That the most popular, especially for retired people, is the non-lucrative visa.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Okay, well, thanks very much for your advice today, Alejandro. And if you need any help from Alejandro with visas or with tax, anything like that at all, you can contact Alejandro through his company or over on my website now, davidwrightonline.com. Thanks very much for your time today, Alejandro. I appreciate it. Thank you.